Blanche of Champagne. Sometime after 1130, but before his succession, Garcia Ramirez of Navarre married Margaret of Legal. She was to bear him a son and successor, Sancho VI of Navarre, as well as two daughters, who each married kings. The elder, Blanche, born after 1133, was originally to marry Raymond Berengar IV, the son of the Templar, Ramon Berengar III, Count of Barcelona, as confirmed by a peace treaty in 1149, in spite of the Count's existing betrothal to Petronilla of Aragon, the daughter of Ramiro II of Aragon and Agnes of Aquitaine. However, Garcia died before the marriage could happen. Instead, Blanche married Sancho III of Castile, the son of Alfonso VII of Leon and Castile, and his wife Berengaria of Barcelona. Blanche's sister, Margaret, married William I of Sicily, the son of Roger II of Sicily and Elvira of Castile. In 1153, Sancho VI married Sancha of Castile, daughter of Alfonso VII, King of Leon and Castile, and his wife Berengaria of Barcelona, the sister of Raymond Berengar IV. Sancho VI and Sancha's son, Sancho VII, who succeeded his father and ruled as King of Navarre from 1194 to 1234, married first to Constance of Toulouse, the daughter of Raymond VI of Toulouse. Constance's mother was Beatrice of Béziers, sister of Roger Raymond's father, Roger II Trencavel. Sancho VII's sister, Berengaria Sanchez, became Queen Consort of England after her marriage in 1191 to Richard the Lionheart, son of Eleanor of Aquitaine. Sancho VII's other sister, Blanche of Navarre, became Countess of Champagne. An alliance with Navarre, through the marriage of Blanche of Navarre's sister, Berengaria of Navarre, as Queen of England as the wife of Richard the Lionheart, meant protection for the southern borders of Richard's mother Eleanor's Duchy of Aquitaine, and helped create better relations with neighboring Castile, whose queen was Richard, and Joan's sister Eleanor, who married Alfonso VIII of Castile, 1155 to 1214, the son of Sancho III, and a close ally of Alfonso II of Aragon. Genealogy of Counts of Champagne. Theobald III, Count of Blois plus Alix de Crepy, Adela, or Adele of Valois. Hugh of Champagne, founder of the Templars, met with Rashi. Theobald III, Count of Blois plus Gercent of Le Mans. Stephen II of Blois plus Adela of Normandy, D of William the Conqueror. Stephen, King of England, suppressed blood libel case of William of Norwich. Henry of Blois, Abbot of Glastonbury Abbey and Bishop of Winchester, author of Pearl's Vase. Theobald II, Count of Champagne plus Matilda of Carinthia. Henry I of Champagne plus Marie of France, D of Louis VII and Eleanor of Aquitaine, and sponsored Grail author Chrétien de Troyes. Henry II, 1166 to 1197, plus Queen Isabella I of Jerusalem, G.D. of Baldwin II and Morphia of Armenia of Walter Map's Skull of Sidon legend. Marie of Champagne plus Baldwin I. Theobald III of Champagne plus Blanche of Navarre, Countess of Champagne. Theobald IV of Champagne plus Margaret of Bourbon, acted as regent with James I of Aragon, son of Cathar defender Peter II of Aragon. Henry III of Champagne plus Blanche of Artois. Joan I of Navarre plus Philip IV Le Bel of France, ordered arrest of Templars. Theobald of Navarre plus Violent, D of Alfonso X of Castile. Theobald V, Count of Champagne plus Isabella, D of Louis IX of France plus Margaret of Provences. Theobald V of Blois, involved in blood libel through affair with Pulcelina of Blois, plus Alix of France, D of Louis VII plus Eleanor of Aquitaine. Louis I, Count of Blois. Theobald VI, Count of Blois. Adela plus Louis VII of France. Philip II of France. Philip II of France plus Isabel of Hainaut. Louis VIII plus Blanche of Castile, D of King Alfonso VIII of Castile and Eleanor of England. Blanche's father-in-law, Henry I of Champagne, established orderly rule over the county of Champagne, thus ensuring the economic success of the Champagne fairs, which became a central part of long-distance trade and finance in medieval Europe. Henry I was part of the network, along with his uncle Henry of Blois and Henry II, King of England, who were at the center of the authorship of the various early legends of the Holy Grail, and who had taken part in the Second Crusade led by Louis VII of France. Henry's uncle, Henry of Blois, was the son of Adela, the daughter of William the Conqueror and Matilda of Flanders, who married Stephen II, Count of Blois, a leader of the First Crusade. Adela, who would become a nun at Cluny, pledged the young Henry to the church at Cluny Abbey, as an oblate child, where he formed a lifelong friendship with Peter the Venerable. His uncle, Henry I, King of England, invited him to England as Abbot of Glastonbury in 1126 and appointed him Bishop of Winchester in 1129. The first blood libel case of the Jewish ritual murder of William of Norwich was suppressed, according to Thomas Monmouth, by Henry of Blois' brother, Stephen I of England. Stephen's reign was marked by the anarchy, a civil war with his cousin and rival, the Empress Matilda, daughter of Malcolm III and Margaret of Wessex. Henry II, the son of Henry I and Matilda, Stephen as the first of the Angevin kings of England. Also involved in a blood libel case was Henry I's brother Theobald V of Blois, 1130–1191, through his affair with the Jewess, Pulselina. 15 Although he was the second son, Theobald V inherited Blois, while Henry I inherited the more important county of Champagne. Henry's court in Troyes became a renowned literary center, which included Walter Map, source of the Melusina and Skull of Sidon legends. 16 In 1164, Henry married Marie of France, the daughter of King Louis VII of France and Eleanor of Aquitaine, a decisive influence on the culture of courtly love and a patroness of Grail author Chrétien de Troyes. Marie's birth was hailed as a miracle by Saint Bernard of Clairvaux, patron of the Templars, an answer to his prayer to bless the marriage between Eleanor and Louis VII. 17 When she was just 2 years old, Marie's parents led the Second Crusade. Soon after their return in 1152, her parents' marriage was annulled. As they were at that time the only heirs to the French throne, custody of Marie and her younger sister Alix was awarded to Louis VII. Both Louis and Eleanor remarried. Eleanor married Henry II and became Queen of England. Louis remarried first Constance of Castile, a daughter of Alfonso VII of Leon and Berengaria of Barcelona, and then Adele of Champagne. Henry and Marie's daughter, Marie of Champagne, c. 1174–1204, was the first Latin empress of Constantinople by marriage to Emperor Baldwin I, one of the most prominent leaders of the Fourth Crusade, which resulted in the sack of Constantinople in 1204, the conquest of large parts of the Byzantine Empire, and the foundation of the Latin Empire. Marie's brother Henry II of Champagne had been king of Jerusalem in the 1190s, by virtue of his marriage to Queen Isabella I of Jerusalem, the daughter of Amalric I of Jerusalem, the second son of Melisende and Fulk of Jerusalem, the eldest daughter of Baldwin II and Morphia. Amalric was the father of 3 future rulers of Jerusalem, Baldwin IV, and Isabella I, and Sibylla, who married Guy of Lusignan. In 1190 with his 2 uncles Philip II of France and Richard the Lionheart. There is a legend that Henry II, during his reign in Outremer, sought an alliance with the Assassins. 18. Because Henry II and Isabella had 3 daughters and no surviving sons, when Henry II died in 1197, his brother inherited the county as Theobald III, Count of Champagne, 1179–1201, Blanche of Navarre, who had good relations with Cluny and the Cistercians, and thus became Countess of Champagne. In 1215, Henry II's third daughter, Philippa of Champagne, married Erard of Brienne-Ramerupt, c. 1170–1246, a nobleman from Champagne living in the Holy Land, who was a cousin of John of Brienne, king of Jerusalem, and gave Philippa the idea of claiming the county of Champagne. By 1216, despite the fact that Erard rallied most of the local barons of Champagne against Blanche, she had built up such strong alliances with both King Philip II as well as Pope Innocent III that Erard never gained any official legal support for his claims. During the early part of the conflict, Erard and his rebel barons attacked merchant caravans traveling to the Champagne fairs at Troyes and Bar-sur-Aube. However, each side soon recognized the vital source of monetary income that the fairs provided. During the later years of the war, therefore, Erard agreed to truces with Blanche, in order for the trade fairs to occur undisturbed. In return, Blanche paid off Erard with a large share of the revenues from the comital taxes collected from the trade fairs.